Okay, yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this session on email integration for Alfresco. My name is Roeland Hofkens. I'm the CTO of a German company called Westernacher. We're based in Stuttgart in Germany, and we're an Alfresco Platinum partner. So, well, I'm not here to talk about Westernacher. I'm here to talk about email integration. So let's get started with a statement. Email is dead. So this is what Mark Zuckerberg said about 2 years ago. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. So, of course, Mr. Zuckerberg is a very intelligent man, and I have an awful lot of respect for his company. But in this case, I think he had some more commercial motives in mind. So at that time, Facebook launched an email service themselves, so it was kind of focusing on that. If we look actually at what is happening in the world, then we can say that email is very much alive and kicking. So this is a survey that was done at the end of 2012, and it shows that email is still the preferred way of communication, especially for things that are more business critical type of documents. People are really looking into email as a preferred way of dealing with these type of data. I'm not saying that social or anything like that is not useful. I'm just saying that it's another channel, and email is definitely the channel that is still being used most extensively. So if we look at this from a perspective that is a bit closer to our business, if we look at this for the information workers, then we see that these people actually spend an awful lot of time with their email. So the inbox is where they do most of their work. So they're also called inbox workers nowadays. They use email and the email server as a means to store their data. They use search in their inbox very often to find the stuff that they're using. And well, not all of them are really happy with the functionality of their email. No? So what we're seeing is that they are using these email clients for searching and storing. And actually, these are things that we want to improve by using Alfresco. So if we look at what's really happening out there, is that these people spend most of their time working in their inbox, and they're actually doing the type of things that we want them to do in Alfresco. So there's a logical thing that should happen, is that we have to make Alfresco work with email clients like Outlook, like Lotus Notes. Out of the box, Alfresco provides email integration functionality, most notably the IMAP integration that you probably know. Well, our customers in the past, in projects in the past, they told us that they did not like it very much. There's some essential functionality missing, which I'll show later. And there's also some other stuff that might not be optimal in terms of performance and scalability. So what did we do? We said, okay, we can make this better. And we actually started asking our users in many of the projects that we did what they were actually looking for in an email integration. So what are the use cases? Which are the pains that they have to live with each day? And how can we improve this? So we combined all of these answers with our own ECM experience, and we came up with the following key points. So the first thing that all the users said is that they did not want to learn a new tool. So they all love their inbox. They all love their email client. Well, especially the ones who are using Outlook. The ones who are using Notes don't necessarily love it, but they're using it anyway. So they said, okay, we want this to integrate completely into our client so we can work with the tool we already know, and there's no training needed, so they're the things that they feel familiar with. Make it as easy as possible and use UI things that they know and that they feel comfortable with. So that was the first point we took away. The second point is, of course, that it should be very easy to store important emails. So all these people working with their inbox, working with information that comes in, they have to filter the information, they have to categorize it. Not everything is important. They have to decide what is important enough to store in Alfresco, to record in Alfresco, and what is not. So what they should have is an easy way of doing this and be integrated a panel inside of the email client that will show all of your sites, all of your content repository folders, and that will also make it easy to find the site that you're looking for, to find the place where you want to store it. Now we'll show all of this later in the demo, so you can see how this actually works in practice. There's drag and drop functionality. You can just take emails from your email client and drag and drop them into the Alfresco repository, just like that. We will also extract attachments automatically, so they're searchable inside of Alfresco. And during the process, when you're storing emails, you also have the possibility to add metadata to the email. So you can tag it, you can add descriptions and things like that. Now that we've stored stuff in Alfresco, so the content is there, we also want the possibility to actually send it from Alfresco to other recipients. So again, that's the other way. If you're sending emails, you can take files from the Alfresco repository. You can take complete folders if you want, drag and drop them into the email, and just send them from there. It's very easy. You can send them as attachments in case you're sending to people that don't have access to the repository. Or you can send them as links, so people who are working inside of the company and who have access to Alfresco, just click the link and they always have the latest version of the content. Now, before you can send it, you have to find it. So this was also a major request from our users. Make sure that we can find the correct information very quickly, very easily. So we integrated search into the email client as well. You can actually do a little preview of the search results inside of your client, so you know that you found the right document. There's also the possibility to go into an advanced search where you can configure the metadata fields that you actually want to search for. Last but not least, there was also quite a few people who wanted to manage their workflow tasks inside of their email client. So we added that possibility as well. You can see all your Alfresco workflows, workflow tasks that are assigned to you or that you created yourself. You can create new tasks inside of the email client and just send new tasks to other people. So all of the stuff that you usually want to do concerning your workflows is all there at the fingertips inside of your email client. Right. So now I'm not sure if Doug is in the room here. Oh, well, Doug, I hope we recorded this correctly. So this is a customer of ours, PGA Tours, who actually are using the Lotus Notes email manager. And well, as Doug said, all of their users are really loving it, so they like to use it. So it's nice to hear that. Right, I'll show you a number of the features in a live demo now. In the demo, I'm using Outlook 2013 on Windows 8, but all of the functionality is available in exactly the same way in Notes as well. So I'll switch to my Windows virtual machine here. Right, so that's the one. Okay, so you've got the inbox here, the preview in the middle, and we've got this panel here, which is the panel that is automatically added when you actually install the email manager for Alfresco. So at the top here, we've got the filters, so I can go here, say, okay, I only want to see my favorite sites, all sites. I can filter on contents, so say I don't only want to have favorite documents, so the ones with the star here, or I want to have all documents. That's all here. Before I show you how to drag and drop, maybe a couple of things here. There's a context menu when you right-click, where you have some of the things that you might want to do quite often. One handy feature here is if you have Office documents, you can just edit them by double-clicking, and this will open Word for editing here, so you can simply save directly from Word in there. So that's the SharePoint protocol that's behind it. There's a number of other tasks that you might want to do quite often, so here I'll demonstrate that afterwards. Well, one of the things that is done most, of course, is here a drag and drop of an email into Alfresco. So we've got an email here which has 8 attachments, quite a lot of recipients, and there's a graphic in there. So I simply take this mail and I drag and drop it onto the folder that I want to. Now I said that we can actually tag content. So here you can add tags. These are the tags that you know that are also used in Alfresco. So when I start typing, he will suggest tags that have been used before. And here I'll just tag it with these 2 tags, Summit Boston. As you can see here, I can also do some other stuff, store the original Outlook MSG file if you want that for your records later. But here I'm just going to click Archive with Metadata, which will transfer the complete mail with attachments to the repo. So this mail here is the one I just transferred. If you click on the plus sign here, you will see all of the attachments that came with it. Right. Let's say that I want to work the other way around. This is also possible. I just select a document here that I would like to send as an email, and I just say, okay, I want to email this as a link, and you will get an email to the document directly in your content in the body. I can do the same thing as an attachment, and it will simply attach the mail to it. If we look a bit further here at the bottom, we see there's also a couple of other functional tabs here. So this is the search tab. As I said before, people want to actually have a quick search option inside of their mail client. And let's say we just want to search for something we added in there. I'll search for Summit. This search box here actually searches the most common metadata and the full text automatically. So it's looking inside of the tags, inside of the file name, title, description, and full content. So if I have a look here, then I see that actually I have found all of my documents and the email, including the attachments that I just tagged with the Summit. So this is the preview functionality. If you hover over one of the results here, you'll actually see a small version of the share preview directly inside of your Notes or Outlook client. From here, you have direct actions to the stuff that's mostly used when you have a search result. So you can, again, attach it directly to an email or attach it as a link. You can also go back to your Explorer tab, where it will open directly in the tree here, and it will highlight the document that you just found, so you know where it's stored, and you can also do additional things here, like starting a workflow. One thing I did not really mention before is that, of course, these information workers, they do work most of the time in their email client, but they will also use Share maybe now and then, or some of them are also regular Share users. So what we also did is make email a first-class object type in Share. So we did a Share extension that will actually allow you to see the email in a better format inside of the document library, and you will also be able to have a nice preview. So if I just go here, details, then this will open Alfresco Share on the preview page. So if I scroll down, you will see that it has a complete preview of the mail. You can click through the attachments here, and it will show you a preview of the attachment as well. You have all of your email metadata here in the header that you expect, and you can also always go back to the original email by clicking this link. Here there's you can expand, so if you have a lot of recipients, then it will show you more options in case you have a lot of attachments. It's the same thing. One thing that's in here as well is you can click on this new action, email as a link, and it will actually open an email with a link to the document you just were showing there. And in the document library, if you look over here, then you will see that the emails are now shown differently. You've got all of the email data that are important directly inside of your view here of the document. You've got direct access to the attachments. We've got a preview here, which also includes graphics and links. So also links that are still clickable in here, actually. So it's a nice graphic preview that understands rich text and HTML and things like that. Okay, let's go back to the email client. The last tab here is the workflow tab. So, well, screen is a bit small here. You can actually see, again, a content selector where you see the workflows that you have initiated or the tasks that are open for you. There's filters here to drill down into your tasks on the left. And what you see here is actually a view that we captured from the Share components. So this is HTML. So it's really a lightweight integration with Alfresco. This means also that if you have custom workflows, so let's say you created your own approval processes with lots of metadata and things like that, and you have your own views with additional forms and fields that you want to fill out, it will capture all of that and it will automatically be shown here. So if you click here on a task, sorry, then it will open it in Share, so you don't lose your own customizations. Okay, so that is a small overview of what the plugin can do. There's many things more. It's fully configurable. There's a bar here. There's a configuration dialog. There's also an admin console where you can configure the behavior of the plugin, things like that. I'm not going into the details. You can try it out yourself. We have a trial version available. I'll refer to that in a second. Okay, so back to the slides. Good. So this is a boxed product. So we've got two versions of the product, one for Notes and one for Outlook. So this means that we also have some system requirements, what is actually supported. So we've got support for Outlook starting from version 2007 up to 2013 in various, let's say, bitness formats. So we support 32-bit and 64-bit of all clients. We've got support for Notes starting from 8.5.2. This includes version 9. And on the client, as an operating system, we support all versions of Windows 7 and Windows 8. If we look at the Alfresco side, we've got, we start with Alfresco 4.0.2.9 and support all of the other versions that are in between until the latest version of 4.1. Of course, we're working on 4.2 support. It's almost finished. More about that later. There's also support for the community version for, well, those of you who are actually using the community version. But there we don't support all versions. There's just a bunch of selected versions. There's too many of them to support all of them. How is this licensed? Well, we decided to have a user-based license, so it's a fair pricing model that can start very low as 10 users, and scale up to enterprise with 10,000s of users. So I think our smallest deployment is exactly with 10 users, and the biggest deployment we have so far is 4,000 users. So everything in between, it's just user-based, so it's easy to calculate what it's going to cost for you. So it starts somewhere around $1,200 US, and from there you can add whatever user package you want. We've got two support levels that come with it. So it's a ticket-based support. You will get, as a customer, 2 authorized support contacts that can create tickets in our system. And we'll service these tickets requests according to the SLA that you prefer. So this is very similar to what you know already from Alfresco. Well, it's these are products, so you can also try them out. We've got trial keys and tests for you for a 30-day trial. So there's actually 2 ways you can try this. So you can just fill out the form that I put down here in the URL. And we'll provide you with a client installer and a 30-day trial license. And this will connect to our Alfresco server in the cloud. So you don't have to bother with setting up the backend. This is the easiest way to just get acquainted with the functionality of the plugin. You can also get a full trial, which means you can install the extensions that we have for Share and for the repository on your on-premise Alfresco server, and try it out from there. So you just let us know, and we'll take care of that. So I would suggest you just do it. It's easy, doesn't cost you anything. It's a nice way to get started with the Alfresco email managers. Well, we've got, of course, a roadmap. It's not the end of the line yet. So what are we going to do next in the next coming months? We are very actively developing this, so that there's a lot of new functionality that will come into the products in the next quarters. The first one on the line is support for Alfresco 4.2 and Windows 8.1. So this is almost finished. We're going to release in the beginning of December. Very high on our list is also the Alfresco product certification. I'm not sure if you've heard about this already. So Alfresco now has a program where external developers like Westernacher can actually engage to get their solution certified. So this means that Alfresco guarantees that our solution is scalable, that it's working correctly with Alfresco, and that it will be easy to upgrade when new versions of Alfresco come around. This certification is running. We're working very closely with Alfresco engineering to get this done as soon as possible. This will be something for the end of the year, and then we get a stamp Alfresco certified. If you look a bit further down the line, then there's some things that we really want to do in terms of extended functionality. You've seen the dialog that pops up when you want to tag your content, when you move it into the repository. This is currently using the standard Alfresco model, and what we're developing now is custom model support, so you can actually integrate your own aspects and fields and metadata into this dialog as well. For those of you who are using Alfresco Workdesk, there's something coming up here. The Workdesk has support for virtual folders that you can configure, as you might have heard already in other sessions. And what we will do is extend the functionality so these virtual folders are also visible inside of the sites panel, the repository tree that you've seen, so that you can also simply use all of the advanced functions of Workdesk inside of your Notes or your Outlook client. There's some enterprise features that we're adding, especially for large customers. They want to have centralized deployment, centralized settings for all of the Outlook or Notes extensions that we provide, so they can lock down and exactly say what the user can do with the plugin and what they can't do. So it's full control over all of their users and the deployments. And we're also always looking at ways of improving the transfer performance, so how you store data, how you get data from the repository. There's plenty of things that we can still do. It's already quite fast, I think, but we're looking at some ways to improve that as well. So that's the normal roadmap. We've seen a big move, however, in our user base in terms of mobile devices. So what's actually happening here is that more people are using tablets and iPhones to actually read their mail and to work with their mail. So it would be great if they have the same type of user experience also on their mobile devices. Well, this is also on our roadmap. This is a parallel track that we're working on. We're currently focusing on Outlook here, as this seems to be something that is now, well, let's say most of the customers are using. And we're using new functionality which Microsoft released for Exchange 2013 and Office 365. It's called the Office apps for, well, all the Office applications like Outlook and Word. So this means that you can actually embed apps that you can download from the Office App Store, and they will not only work on your desktop client, they will also work on your mobile client, and also in the Outlook web access website that you have on your tablet. So it's actually covering the whole spectrum, all of the devices and applications, at least for iOS and Android, also for Windows Phone, of course. So this is a nice thing to have. As I said, it's only available for Exchange 2013 and Office 365, but we'll be able to demo this at the end of Q1, and then you have a complete user experience, not only on the desktop but also on mobile devices, starting from that point. Okay, this is all that I wanted to show you. So we're quite good in time. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, then please go ahead. Yes.
Is the application an add-in, or is it a new Windows 8 Office 2013 app?
Okay, I'm just repeating the question. Is the email manager an add-in, or is it a new application? It is actually an add-in inside of the Outlook. It's also an add-in for Notes. It works a bit differently, so it's an Eclipse bundle for Notes. So it's not an entirely new application. No. Yes, please.
Was most of the development effort on the plugin side? It didn't look like there were very many changes inside Share.
That's correct. We tried to keep the footprint inside of the repo and Share as small as possible, so it's easy to maintain, and it's not putting a lot of strain on the Alfresco side. So yeah, there's a lot of effort inside of the client, and there's a few new services and the preview functionality as well that's inside of the repo and Share. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much, and well, please register for a trial if you're interested in it. Thank you.